Hey, it's day 3 of the 5-day picking series. I'm so happy to have you back here. I'm excited to show you a new pattern that is going to be a variation of the pattern that we talked about in day 1, the Travis pattern. This kind of gives a little bit more of a dreamy element to that pattern and takes it into a 6/8 time signature, which is really cool for songs that appear in 3/4, 6/8, obviously. So we're going to go through that. I'm going to show you how to do it slow, and then we're going to leave plenty of time at the end to do some play along so you have a chance to kind of have somebody to play with. So get tuned up and let's get started. All right, so let's take a look at this pattern. So first things first, as always, we want to get our pinky, marry that right to the base of the uke. Hand flat, we're in nice good position here. So the pattern for this video is going to be starting on the inside strings. So we have thumb on the C string, index on the E string, thumb on the G string, middle on the A string. So that's basically the Travis pattern. Now we're going to add 2 hits to that, or plucks rather, and then we move back to the G string with our thumb, and then we do index on the E string to finish the pattern. If you're looking at the strings, it would be C, E, G, A, G, E. So let me do that again really slow. C, E, G, A, G, E. So essentially, if you know the pattern from day 1, add your thumb to the G string and your index to the E string. And then you have what I call the Dreamy pattern, which is a 6/8 pattern. So let me just play that for you so you can hear it kind of in context. So if I were to play it with a little bit of tempo, it's so if I were to count that, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. So this pattern is really cool for kind of just creating a really atmospheric sound. So if you have a song or maybe just a chord progression that, kind of lends itself to this kind of more dreamy, atmospheric feel, this is a good pattern to use. All right, so let's try this together now, just with open strings. We're gonna go really, really slow. So it might not even really feel like a finger picking pattern at this point, but that's okay, because really you're just trying to focus on your right hand here. I want you to keep your eyes on your finger picking hand, and then we'll move over to our fretting hand. But at first, I want you just to watch and really go slow. Make sure that you're trying to hit every one of these strings evenly. So you don't want any notes sticking out. You want everything to be nice and balanced across. So here we go. Just open strings here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. So if you just need to spend some time there for a while, just really making sure that you have the pattern ingrained, do that. And just take your time and make sure that everything is sounding nice and pretty as you go before you start working on a lot of other stuff. So let's move on from there to a 1-chord progression. So it's really just 1 chord, not really a progression if it's just 1 chord, right? So here we go. Just playing a C chord here with our left hand, or fretting hand for you lefties out there. So I'm just using my ring finger, 3rd fret on the A string. So let's try at that same tempo, and same thing here. You don't need to focus on your fretting hand. Just take all of your focus here to your picking hand. So here we go. Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. All right, so you probably want to hear what this pattern sounds like in reality. So we're going to bump up the tempo for this just a tad bit so you can kind of get a feel more so for what this would actually feel like in the context of a real song. Now you obviously could play it that slow if you wanted to, but this is a little more realistic here. So let me count us in. And if you're not ready for speed yet, pause the video, stick with those early exercises, and really work on the pattern. But for you speed demons, here we go. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2, 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and... So I know that is moving along. So if you're not at that point yet, no worries. Just try to make sure that you're going slow, getting all of these nice and even, and everything is feeling good and comfortable and confident before you try to take on the speed. But I did want to leave some speed for you guys out there that maybe are a little bit more advanced in finger picking and want to kind of push yourself a little further. So without further ado, let's get into some cool play-alongs that I put together for you guys. Make sure you're tuned up, and here we go. All right, so for our first play-along, I thought we'd do something super dreamy. And when I think dreamy chords, I think of major 7 chords. So we're going to start off here with a chord you may or may not have played before. It's pretty easy, but it's really cool, and it sounds really dreamy. Have I said dreamy enough times? So we're going to put our index finger on the G string 1st fret, our middle finger on the C string 1st fret, and then the bottom 2 strings are open. So, oh, so dreamy. The first chord. And then the second chord, super easy. We're just going to remove our index finger. So we're playing middle finger on the C string on the 1st fret. And that's an A7 chord. So we'll just do 2 of those chords, and we're going to do 4 times through the finger picking pattern for each time. So we'll go nice and slow. I'm going to be counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and the whole time. So if that gets obnoxious, I'm sorry, but hopefully it helps you. So here we go. On the A major 7 chord to start, then A7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and... All right, let's bump up the tempo a little bit now. So we're just going to go a little bit more pace, a little bit speed like this. If you need to stick with the slow ones, totally cool. Here we go. 4 times on each chord, starting with A major 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and... So I thought it'd be cool to utilize a little bit more of the neck for this progression. So we're going to start on the A string on the 7th fret, and we're just going to do 1 finger chords here, but we're going to travel down the uke from 7, which is an E note, to 5, which is a D note, to 3, your old favorite C note, and then finally a B note. So we're going to be playing all the strings, but the only note that's changing here is on the A string as we go down. So if you want, you could use pinky, middle, index, index as you went 7, 5, 3, 2, or if you want, you could take one finger and just take your index finger, middle, or ring and go 7, 5, 3, 2 as we go. So let me play this for you really quick so you can hear what it sounds like, and then we'll play it together. So we'll play each one of these twice. So I'll just call out the number as we go just to make it easy for everybody in case you're not familiar with all of the notes yet. So the pattern will go like this. 5, 3, 2, all right, here we go, nice and slow. I'm gonna count 1 and 2 and 3 and as we go, and I'll do that nice and slow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and... All right, here we go for the grand finale. We're gonna bump the tempo up a little bit. Just so you know, we're gonna go through this progression a few times, so after we get down to 2, we're gonna travel back up here to 7 with the finger of your choice. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and last time. All right, I hope you guys had fun with day 3 here. The Dreamy pattern. I hope you enjoyed all the play-alongs, or did you? Were they a dream? I just realized that that pattern kind of sounded like Stranger Things earlier, but I don't know why, but it sounded pretty cool. Anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you leave some comments below. I love hearing from you. Let me know, is this pattern more difficult than the earlier patterns, or did you cruise right through it? I want to know how you guys are coming along with your playing. So please share your experiences, share your ukulele journey. I love hearing from you guys. If you want the tab for this and also a PDF worksheet that goes right along with this video, go over to allforuke.com. I have a free PDF for every one of my lessons. You can download them, print them out, put them right next to you as you're playing along with these videos. I promise that will help you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep getting the word out there about the uke. Thank you so much for joining the community. I'll see you guys back for day 4.